Hello and welcome to this episode. I'm Laura Horton.
And I'm Leanna Beth.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. So, how are you doing? You doing well?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
For those that are watching on YouTube, will be able to understand what I'm about to say. Those that are listening, just go with it.
Yeah.
I love your hair.
Oh, thank you.
You're one of these people that can wear your hair so many different ways and it always looks amazing.
Does it?
Yeah,
Does
it
it
does.
actually?
Whether you wear it up, curly, down, straight like
yeah.
this is.
Straight
Yeah.
is normally a special occasion.
Yeah.
Birthday, Christmas.
Yeah. Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it does straighten quite easily. And
really
I do
lovely.
enjoy it. It's a
Yeah.
big change.
And because you've got a nice face shape, it doesn't make your face look long either.
Oh, good.
Yeah, like whereas my hair, I have a bit shorter now because as I feel the longer it is, it elongates the already long face.
Oh, I thought my face was quite long.
No, I don't think it is.
Good.
No,
That's
so
great
it's
to
lovely.
hear. Thank you so much.
Gorgeous. So,
How are you?
I'm good. Do you know, yesterday I had a really good consultation clinic. So, just
lovely.
to put you all in the loop, we've got a year-long TCO program, and every Monday the TCOs join me, sometimes you.
Yep.
And it's at 1:30 every Monday, and I call it a consultation clinic. And it's about, first and foremost, accountability, checking in where you're at, what are your wins, celebrating wins, big or small, and they don't have to be work-related either. And then there's always a topic, something that we're discussing. And yesterday I went through all the changes that are coming up with the FCA in May next year. And it was really nice to do. And actually, not many were aware. So that was good because we really want these TCOs to be able to go to their managers. And as I said to them, this isn't something to panic about. Don't go running in their office now going, oh my gosh, there's a change in May. Did you know about it? Because they'll probably be like, yeah, I know about it. It's sorted. Don't worry. But you are now in the know. And that's nice because the TCOs in some practices have got to look at how they change their communication to patients about the ways in which the patients are paying for their treatment.
Yeah.
So just in case you don't know what it is, there is changes in legislation which will stop unregulated payment plans being provided to anybody in the UK. But for us, that's our patients.
Yeah.
So this is where practices have treatment plans and they let the patient spread the cost of that over the course of the treatment. That's a payment plan. Okay, that's a payment plan. That is unregulated. You are giving credit to someone that you do not know can accept credit, that it works for them. So I've said for years anyway. Look,
You have actually.
I have, haven't I? Get the patient to pay up front or put it on interest-free finance or the low-cost finance, 9.9% or whatever.
Yeah.
Do it that way. And the main reason for that is because I will never forget working with I hope it was a dentist and orthodontist now, but the patient had defaulted on their payments.
Oh.
And then that, I know it was an orthodontic treatment, but whether it was a dentist or orthodontist, I cannot remember. And they were then saying, well, I'm not going to treat you then. Until your payments are up to date, I'm not going to do your next adjustment or give you an extra line or whatever it was. And I said, that makes me really uncomfortable. Why don't you speak to your defence union about it? And the outcome of that is unethical.
Yeah.
So my advice from there is, look, let's just take that off the table, that's never a problem. Because if the patient defaults on finance with Tabio, V12, whoever they are, that's their problem. It's not the practice's problem. The dentists still get to carry on the treatment. Yeah. So for me, I feel this happens more so for orthodontic treatments anyway. I don't know what you think.
Well, I've got a good story to tell you after you finish.
Yeah, okay. Go now. Tell us now, yeah.
Okay, so we had a very similar situation when I was working in a practice, and I won't say where. And no clinicians were in that day. So we were following up. And it was an in-house agreement, which we never did.
Yeah.
But we did it for this one guy because you feel sorry for them and we're nice people. So we drew up our own sort of contract with them, and it was nearing sort of the end of his appointment, or his treatment, should I say. But he hadn't paid. So I think it worked out. He probably owed about £1,000.
Right.
And as I was the TCO, it was not my job, but you feel responsible to take control of it.
Yeah.
And one of the people in front of house was trying to deal with things as well, and I felt that I should step in because it wasn't their job.
Yeah.
So I rang this patient, explained.
Being nice.
Yeah, being nice, stupid. It really backfired on me. So I rang this patient, had a conversation and said, look, you are booked in for this appointment in X amount of weeks, and you also have this amount to pay. We really need to receive that prior to you coming in for that appointment. Whether you pay a week before would be ideal.
Yeah.
But if not, you wouldn't be able to be seen unless that payment's made prior to you going into your appointment on the day. The patient erupted on the phone.
Oh no.
Really shouting at me, name calling, who do you think you are? Do you know who I am? That's when the red flag started to sink in for me. And I got, that little flip in your belly. I was like, oh, it's all well and good having a altercation or a crossed word with a patient, but it became threatening and asked my name. And I said, well, you know who I am. So I said, I'm Leanna. We've been speaking to each other multiple times. I organised all your treatment, so you know who I am. Left it. Now, the only people that were in the building were women, bar 3 builders that were downstairs in the basement. Okay. But you wouldn't necessarily hear anything in the basement because there's a compressor down there and everything like that.
Right.
So they were fixing bits, and it was a prime time to do it because there was no patients. So then about an hour later, in he walks, and I'm still in the front desk area. And he was like, where's Leanna? Very aggressive. And I froze. I was like, oh my God, what's happening? Took a wad of money out of the bag and threw it at me.
Oh no.
Over the desk. So I'm like raining in money. Obviously, it sounds really funny when I'm saying the story.
No, it's not. It's awful.
Awful. I was so petrified, and none of us knew what to do. But I didn't know that one of the girls was sort of behind the patient and ran down and told the builders.
Right.
So he came up and he stood behind me. Oh, I was petrified there.
He probably was too.
I bet he was. Like, oh, let me go and protect her. I don't know this girl, but why not? And the patient was like, there's your effing money. Yeah. And I was just like, oh my God. So I just went, thank you very much. We'll see you at your next appointment. I didn't know what to do. It was awful. Yeah. And then when he came back, the dentist did not have any of it, really stuck up for me, dealt with the treatment and said, you're not welcome back here. So that was lovely.
Wow. So that's really fantastic because that doesn't happen a lot.
No.
It would be that everyone's just feeling terrible and awkward and the dentist will be like, oh, we're so sorry, because that's human nature. As we've said so many times now, we're too nice in practice. So we just say sorry and let people walk all over us. So it's great that didn't happen, but let's not have this situation anyway.
Awful.
So there are practices, if you are running these in-house payment plans right now and you have got until the 5th of May to get that closed, you've got to make changes to anyone who's on them because, well, it's the 7th of May it comes into effect. So, why don't you just get it wrapped up at the end of April? That would be easier. And there are other things I know I've recommended to practices who have gone, no, I'm not losing 8% subsidy. And I've gone, well, why don't you go cardless then? Because it takes the headache away from the team. It's a monthly payment. When you say, oh, you need to pay $3.50 every time you come in, well, what's the time frame here? Is it 6 weeks? Is it 8 weeks? What happens if one gets cancelled? It all becomes a mess. And
chasing patients.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
The relationship completely breaks down. They're not going to be a raving fan. They're not going to refer to you. They're not going to give you 5-star Google reviews, video testimonials, all because you just can't sort out the payments in the first place. All arguments come about money. We said that in one of the previous podcasts as well. So go cardless, again, you're setting up a payment plan. So if you've got those running, they've got to stop. So I think it needs to be very, very simple. It's payment up front or it's financed for these types of treatments. Now, I know what some people will do is they'll say, okay, well, actually, I'm going to have a fee for each review or adjustment and break it down like that. Fine. You probably can do that, but I would still be making sure you're getting this right and that you're getting the payments when those patients are coming in. Because if they start moving the appointments and changing the appointments, then it's just going to keep going on and on and on and on. And
you're back to chasing.
And it's messy. I hate mess. Can't bear it.
You have to work way too hard to be able to control it, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And there will always be default payments, always. Yeah. So it's actually a better situation to be in. It just feels very uncomfortable. Anytime there's change, it's a worry. But until you find the new normal, you do fear it.
Yeah. So there's loads of companies out there that will help you, whether that's people you're already with, Medenta, Tabio, V12, there's loads of them. So it's about getting the advice from them. They are regulated by the FCA, so they will be able to give you the right advice on what you can and can't do. And then we've all got to make sure our communication is really clear. So it's a really good point for a team meeting as well. If you've got a team meeting coming up, you can pop that onto your agenda. Again, keep everyone in the loop with it. This isn't new news at all either.
But that's a really good point, because often it's owners and managers have these conversations privately, and then all of a sudden it's changed, but nobody knew. So it creates that crazy mindset from everybody around, the fear.
Yeah. And this is exactly why yesterday I did a little poll in Teams. Did anyone know about this before today? No. And I said, well, look, it's not something to panic about. Don't go running into your practice managers or office. Oh my gosh, there's a change. Because some people react like that, don't they? And the manager will be like, chill out. It's all sorted. Yeah. Got it. Done. Just, well, I've identified 8 patients who we need to speak to, or who I'm speaking to over the next few weeks, to make sure their payments are up to date and finished by the end of April, because otherwise we are in sticky, muddy waters.
Yeah, very much so. And I really do feel like, going back to your point about team meetings, how often are people having these meetings? We were really good in my last practice that we were regular.
Yes.
Very regular. They were scheduled in all throughout the year.
That's it.
We knew when they were coming. We could plan ahead. We made it a bit nice, go and get a nice sandwich or whatever. Sometimes pizza. Yeah. And actually, as much as the fear from the owner is like, look at all that space that we're using in the day, we were a well-oiled machine because of this. The communication didn't often drop because you knew you were going to get held accountable in that meeting anyway. Yeah. So the mindset changes. It's there's so many benefits from having these regular team meetings.
I think even if you do them every 6 weeks, the time just flies. So having these regular meetings, I remember one client in particular, he scheduled them at the start of every workday, so like 8:30 till 10 every 6 weeks. And he found that to be much better, because the teams come in pumped, everyone's changed, ready to go. It's not interfering with breaks, lunches, and it's the morning, so everyone's got the energy.
High energy, yeah.
So he found that to be a really positive thing. I don't know anyone else that has done that at that time frame, but it worked really well for him and his team.
Yeah.
So I take that on board. I know there's a lot of practices that still do things over lunch, and we'll have a working lunch. And obviously you'll be paid for that, and we provide you with food. I guess the only thing we still forget about in that scenario is we're dealing with employees, so they need a 20-minute actual break by law that day anyway. So where's that time coming from?
And it can give you that resistance, like, it's my lunch break, what would I go out today?
Yeah. I think if they're planned ahead, that's fine, but it's still making sure everyone has that 20 minutes at the end to go off and
stretch your legs, get some air.
Exactly. Whatever they need to do, make a phone call, whatever they need to do. But I think, that was really, really good yesterday, but also really interesting to see that it's the managers and owners, it's another thing that they've got under control that they're dealing with that hasn't been communicated down.
Like mum and dad, isn't it?
Yes.
It is though, isn't it? It can often happen. They're dealing with all the shit. And then the team are having a lovely time just thinking, this is great.
This is great here. Well. Yeah, you should see it in that office.
Yeah.
But no, and it is important that everyone understands, because communication has to change around this for some practices and some treatments. It's time for the Horton Hangout question. So this one has been sent in from a practice manager, and I'm glad I'm not reading it for the first time, because I actually felt quite emotional reading it. Are you ready?
Oh no, not now.
Well, you'll see why.
Okay.
Because I'm nice.
I'm intrigued now.
So I think actually I'd really like to speak to this person.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd really like them to reach out, DM, say that was me. and reach out and let's have a chat. So this person says, please help me as I feel like a failure. I've moved into a PM role and I'm really struggling. It's basically very stressful, no fun, no reward, and hard work. I'm blagging so much, and daily I rely on forums, YouTube and Google to provide me with the answers I need. I've worked in this practice for 10 years as a nurse and was thrilled to be offered this job. The pay is great, but my ability is not there. I feel too embarrassed to speak to my boss, and I'm thinking of leaving and finding another dental nurse role elsewhere. I really do not want to leave as I adore my teammates. I'm feeling very low now. It has been 3 months and a complete whirlwind. Your advice would be appreciated.
Oh, that's really sad.
It is, isn't it?
And I bet it's actually not true. I don't think the ability would actually be the issue. It's the support.
Yeah.
Because you've gone from one role to another without any training, without maybe much guidance at all, and also defending her employer there. When do you have time to guide anybody? So I think it's important. This is going back to what we spoke about before with the training and having a set plan. She's not been inducted.
No.
We would never, ever recruit somebody outside and just go, there you go then.
Yeah.
You're a practice manager. Bye.
Find your feet.
Right. So there's no induction. She now feels that she's blagging it because essentially she's had to try and find her own way, and has that awkward situation of, I don't know how to now explain that I don't feel like I'm able to do this job the way in which I need to somebody who saw that sort of drive and ability in her to start with.
Yeah, it's really sad. I think that what you need to do is not be embarrassed. I definitely feel like, yeah, you're low. It's been a very difficult 3 months. Very stressful, no fun, which makes me think that as a team, and she's put, I adore my teammates. So it makes me think that they do have a fun culture in the practice. Maybe it's work hard, play hard kind of culture. I don't know. And practice management is stressful. There is reward and it is hard work, but there is reward from this role. So I think it goes back to that we've discussed on a previous podcast is, what's your job description? And this is how I would deal with this. If you feel too embarrassed, I would go with your job description, which hopefully you have. I'd go with your job description, arrange a meeting with your boss and just say, look, it's been 3 months now. It's been a whirlwind. I'm really open to your feedback, but what I want to do is look at how I can grow moving forward. This is my job description. I've highlighted the areas that I need help and support in, and I want to discuss that with you today. So you need to lead this. You need to be in control of this. You need to take that forward. And I think that's really important. Do not leave this practice, and that's why I want you to reach out so we can speak to you. You do not leave this practice. You've been there 10 years. Yeah. You've got a team that you have put, you adore. You're being paid well. So that's also great. You know, you've been given this opportunity for a reason, and you're paid well for it. Fantastic. You've obviously had a couple of knocks that have dented your confidence, and it's time to move forward now and put them in the past and learn from them. Whatever the knocks were, learn from them, move forward. You can't keep living in it. And you can only deal with what you can control. So things that are out of your control, if you can't deal with them because you don't have the skills, it is the practice owner that's responsible for those things until you have the skills to enable you to deal with them. So thank you so much for sending this in, and I hope this has got you in time as well, and that you haven't left.
Oh gosh, I hadn't thought about that part.
I think the other thing that practices don't do enough of is secondments.
No, I've done one.
This would be perfect as a secondment.
Yeah.
And a secondment, in simple terms, is you are trialling a job, and it's great for both parties.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a both party win-win.
Yeah.
A secondment should be at least 6 months, in my opinion. And I trial this job as practice manager. And if after 6 months I don't like it and I don't want to do it anymore, there's no hard feelings. I go back to being a dental nurse. I go back on my dental nurse job description and pay scale. Same for the practice owner. If they say, Laura, it's been great 6 months, but we're not going to move forward, you go back to your dental nurse role, you're still secure here. And it also saves you a lot of face within the team as well, because it's just a secondment.
Yeah.
And these secondments are very common, particularly in the NHS, in hospital environments. A secondment's a secondment. In public service, it's very, very normal. And people just go, I'm on a secondment at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, when's that finished then? Oh, July. Oh,
Yeah.
do you think you'll take the position forward? Don't know. I don't even know if it's going to be available. I'm just on secondment.
Yeah.
It's so black and white.
Yeah.
And it's so normal and part of culture.
Non-emotional as well.
Non-emotional, great for both parties. And we need to do more of secondment in dentistry for particularly practice management roles or team leader roles, anything where you're changing your role. And I'd say particularly if it's going to be, I feel, Leanna, involving HR, because that is a whole new minefield, isn't it? That your eyes are open to, and you're like, what the heck? Oh, I can't say that, and I must say this, and I must act like that. Oh, okay, and I've got to write that up, have I? Oh, okay. And you might go, this is not for me.
Yeah.
Because HR is hard work.
Very different.
Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah.
And also what I'm hearing in that question is her transition from nurse, so very much a part of the team, to now PM.
Yeah.
That's really difficult. That's a real struggle to try and find where you sit.
Yeah.
And how am I going to now have my old friendships but also manage them?
Yeah. So we discussed that in the last season. So go back and have a listen to our advice on that, because it's a place we've both been.
Yeah.
But I think this practice does sound like a
Really nice practice.
Yeah, and it would be such a shame to let it go. But do reach out to us. And if you have any more questions you want to send us, it doesn't matter what your role. We've got practice owners, practice managers. We've got messages from therapists. Please send your questions in and we will answer as many as we can on the pod. It's time for banned words. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, is that our tune?
That's our tune for this now.
Okay, but we still need confessions.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can come up with one in a minute. Just in case we haven't.
Okay.
Right. So for many, many years, as we all know, I've been working with practices. It's been over 17 years now. And one of the biggest ways that I've helped practices is front of house reception training and putting together little scripts and different things that we can say. And I just want to go back to something really early doors for me, and one of the first sort of scripts that I created for practices that I've shared so many times. And it's how to deal with the question of, are you NHS when you're not? And I've done mystery calls where practices have gone, no, we're private, and literally hung up.
I know.
It's awful.
They still do it now.
Yeah. And it's such a thing to get wrong. And I think that some people actually want private, okay? That they might not want NHS.
They don't know how to start the conversation.
They don't know how to start the conversation.
Yeah.
So they just say the first thing that comes into mind. And I always reiterate the first time, not the first time I was buying a place, but I was selling, and I called up the solicitor that my mum and dad said to use, because that's what you do, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, you do.
You go with them,
Yeah.
their recommendation. And I was like, oh, hello, I'm, and I just didn't know what to say.
No.
Well, I'm buying and selling. What do I even, and I stumbled on everything.
Yeah.
So,
Such a good point, by the way.
yeah,
Such
and it's
a good
like
point.
sometimes people just don't know what to say.
I
So
do
they're
it in
like, are
mystery
you
calls.
private or are you NHS? Just to say it.
Yeah.
So I think what we need to do is we need to capture as many patients as possible. So when I defined this script a very, very long time ago, and actually it was even before working with practices, it was working with Ash that I put this together, because we were a private practice and people would ask if we were NHS. And in my mind, I was thinking, do we look like we're NHS? And have you been on our website? I was defensive, protective. I'm protecting. Does he look like he's in like? Yeah. And we had
Do you know who we are?
Do you not know? But we had a website, which not everyone had. I'm way going back in time here. And I'd think, well, if you'd looked on, your dial-up internet, because you wouldn't have had it on your phone, because you still would have had your Nokia, you'd quite clearly see. So what we used to say to patients was this. We are independent of the NHS, but if I could ask you a few questions, I'll be able to point you in the right direction. You're speaking to Laura, can I take your name? And we'd already given our name in the greeting, so now they've got our name twice, which that's what we train.
Absolutely
really
essential,
important,
yeah.
so people lock that in. And it's about then listening and asking them, so tell me more about your situation. And they open up and tell you. And there can be scenarios where, well, I've got some amalgam fillings or metal fillings, silver fillings, whatever they call them, and I'm looking to have them all changed. I have got, been to see someone holistic who's recommended they are removed in a really safe manner. Well, fantastic. We can definitely help you with that. That's not something that's available on the NHS anyway.
Yeah.
So we can help you with that. So great. They weren't right for the NHS anyway. Then you get the flip side of, well, I'm on benefits, my treatment is therefore, I'm exempt. So I really need an NHS dentist. Now those people really need an NHS dentist. So what do? You point them to the NHS website where they can see who is taking on adult patients or not.
Yeah.
And they get so frustrated, these patients, ringing around everywhere, bless them. Why not just tell them that? Why not be helpful?
Yes, I completely agree. I was always so helpful. Yeah. If I was ever covered in front of house and we had those calls, I was always happy to help.
Yeah.
Because I could be the 5th or 6th call of that day.
Yeah.
And they're bored, they're fed up, they're frustrated. They just want to be helped.
Yeah.
And I can't bear to be in a position where I just need a bit of help and everybody's reluctant to provide me.
No.
It's really strange.
It's frustrating because I think just be nice, be kind, help people. And I would always then end that call with, while I appreciate you're exempt from NHS dentistry, if you don't have any luck or you do need to find somewhere that is private, please do consider us. We'll be happy to help you.
Yeah.
So ending like that is really nice. And I think the other part is, I know I've answered calls from patients and when we say, how did you hear of us? They say, well, it's a friend of mine. She didn't end up becoming a patient of yours, but she said how lovely you were on the phone and that I should call. That day was the greatest day ever. I was a practice manager that day and I was like, gosh, because we spent a couple of hours every Friday morning role playing and listening to calls and pushing ourselves forward. Every single week we did that. So to get that was it.
Yeah.
We're smashing it here. What a team we are. It doesn't matter who took that call. We're a team. We're all doing the same thing. And that is just lovely that people are out there saying they couldn't help me, but they are so nice.
Yeah.
Why don't you give them a call?
Yeah.
Just from that phone call. If I could go there, if I could afford it, I would be there.
Yeah. And it's the help again, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've helped them in some way. They haven't gone ahead because they can't.
No.
But my friend's in a different situation, try them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a raving fan that hasn't even been in.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What more could you want?
Exactly.
Any brand would want that.
Yeah.
So it's about being helpful and it's about, practicing that. So again, that's another one you can take to a team meeting, play this, share this with your reception team, share it with them so that they can listen to that. Because if you're not taking on NHS patients, then there's a script for you to use rather than, no, we're private. The other one I hate is when you start talking to patients and you hear on calls where people go, you do know we're private, like mid-call. It's like, hang on a minute. That is
horrible.
So inappropriately placed and a bit aggressive.
Judgmental also.
Judgmental. So what do you think? 3 minutes into talking to me, you suddenly get a feeling that I can't afford this.
Yeah.
Like, how offensive. I probably now wouldn't book an appointment anyway because you've annoyed me. I'll go somewhere else.
And how do you know? You never know what anyone's situation is. I personally may not have enough money, but what about if my mum does, or my gran, or my husband,
Exactly.
and they're willing to provide me with that amount? So you can never judge anybody.
Never.
Never, ever.
But it's moving away from that. No, we're private. We're a private practice. Computer says no, Little Britain, isn't it? All over. But yeah, definitely been teaching it to teams for 17 years. But as I was saying, I was like, no, Laura, it's been so much longer than that because it's 21 years now that when I started working for Ash.
Wow.
Yeah, it's over 21 years now. So that's how long I've been saying that script and shared it with lots of practices over the time, and hopefully now it's shared with even more while we're going through a difficult time in NHS dentistry as well.
Absolutely.
I just saw actually there was massive queues in Bristol for an NHS dentist that opened the other day. Did you see that?
No.
Obviously you're from Bristol.
Well, I did not see.
They
I'm
weren't
too
queuing.
busy just sticking to Hannam. Don't go outside of it unless I'm in my car going to work. That's it.
You don't need to leave the area.
I don't. I love it.
Marks and Spencer.
I've got a Marks and Spencer's
Simply
food hall. I know.
Yeah, not just a little Simply Food one like mine.
No.
It's a food hall.
I've got an Asda. I've got M&S. I've got a River Island. I've got a Starbucks, Costa. I can walk anywhere.
Zara.
No, that's in town.
Okay.
That's a special occasion.
You're suffering.
I am. And that would normally be an online shop that would get delivered to me. Because I like to stay in my little bit and that's it.
Easier. But, it's a city centre, isn't it? So there are in every city.
Do you know where it was?
No, I'll find out for you. But there's in every city, you've got affluent areas, poorer areas. So there are going to be. I get why these things make the news, but it annoys me a bit because I think, well, there's going to be probably thousands of people in Bristol that cannot afford private dentistry who do need an NHS dentist, hence the queue to register.
But there is also a lot of people everywhere that assume they can't afford the private dentistry. And that's, again, with that verbal skill you just kindly shared, is why that is so important.
Yeah.
Because there is an assumption, no, can't do that, can't have private, not me.
Yeah.
They almost attach it to the same as private medical care, which is completely different. And a completely different investment again. You cannot compare the two.
Yeah.
But it is a lack of education around that why people assume, I definitely need NHS.
Yeah.
Because it's cheap.
Yeah.
Which even that now isn't low cost.
And I do understand some people feel they've paid in, so that's why they should have it. I get that. I get all these different things. But let's stop turning people away. There are some patients who inquire for NHS dentistry. You can help.
Absolutely.
So make them your patients. Help them.
And when you've got membership options.
Brilliant.
That can work out a lot less expensive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So there you go. Hope you like that banned word.
Thank you, Laura. And now we are on to my favourite part, confessions of. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Right. This is confessions of a dental nurse.
Dental nurses are just doing so well here.
So well. And they're normally quite funny.
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready? Let's go. A fellow dental nurse friend and I used to prank each other by leaving smelly food in each other's lockers. Don't ask how this started. I cannot remember. But we never locked our lockers. We just put our bags, etc. in and left them there for the day. Until one day someone had money stolen, but that may be another story to share. The food pranks were more than an occasional thing, a nice surprise for each other. The worst thing I ever left in a locker was a Savoy, oh my God, that I bought at lunchtime. By the end of the day, it absolutely stunk. The funny thing was that she had no clue what it was and was so shocked to open it by the smell when she opened her locker and just by the look itself. She's much nicer than me and once left me half a jacket potato. It didn't even smell. No, I love the smell of a jacket potato.
But hang on, a Savoy.
Horrible.
Oh, I couldn't even. Now, my first ever job was in a fish and chip shop. That was my first ever job. Now, obviously, you touch them with prongs. But if I ever had to touch one, I don't know, like it'd been in there too long, you've got to take them out, put them in the bin. I can't touch a Savoy.
Well, I never even knew what it was until I was about, how old was I? Maybe 16. I was at my friend's house and her mum was like, oh, here you go, have some money to go to the chip shop. Get me a Savoy. And I thought, what's she talking about?
Yeah,
Savoy? I never heard of it. And I saw it, I was like,
I'd never heard of a Savoy until I started working in the fish and chip shop. And I was like, what is that?
Vile.
And as I've already confessed, I'm a very fussy eater, so just the look of it, you know. I didn't mind the odd bad sausage.
Yeah, fine with that.
Wouldn't eat it now. Good God, no, would I eat that processed rubbish.
Did you do in your chip shop battered Mars bars?
No.
I had one of those.
Ugh.
Very heavy.
No, we were just a normal fish and chip shop. But yeah, Savoy, absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So she didn't even know. Can you just imagine her opening her locker? It stinks.
What's that?
And then she's picked it up. Then the texture of it when you touch it, and she's holding it.
I think this would make me eggy.
I don't.
You know,
think
like once or twice is funny, but I don't want to keep going this game.
No.
It's not funny.
No.
And
especially a
I
Savoy.
don't think it's fair when one's doing a Savoy and one's doing a jacket potato.
Well, what did she say at the end? She was much nicer than me.
She was much nicer than me.
There we go.
She once left me half a jacket potato.
Half a Jackie P.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, I'm having a Jackie P for dinner tonight.
Oh, I love.
Oh, love simple food.
Mm-hmm. So good to pair with anything.
Well, I just have a bit of cheddar cheese.
Do you? Just plain?
A bit of butter.
Oh.
A bit of butter. I don't have butter on anything, but I need it in there. Yeah, and a bit of, but as long as it's crispy, so I can eat the crispy skin.
Oven.
Air fryer.
I knew you were going to say that. I've not risked it.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I'm scared of it. I feel like it would go wrong.
No, especially as I like it, virgin uncremated. So it's fantastic. Really, really good. I'll share my recipe with you later.
Lovely. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it's very simple, very easy. Max crisp all the way.
Max crisp, got that set in the Ninja.
Yeah.
Other versions are available.
The air fryers are out there, such as Tefal.
Oh, brilliant.
John Lewis own brand. And
do they do their own brand?
I don't know.
Oh.
Don't Aldi do one as well? I don't know. Anyway, we digress. Thank you so much for that confession. That's 2 pranks in a row.
2 pranks, yeah. So
yeah,
let's keep them coming.
Just keep them coming because they're good. We've got a real mixture since we started this.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is the end of the episode as well. So
is it ta-ra for now?
Ta-ra for now, love.
Okay.
If you have not already, please do follow or subscribe if you're on YouTube. Please leave us a 5-star review. We would love it so much.
So much.
Just absolutely make our day, wouldn't it?
It really would make our day.
Please keep sending in your questions and your confessions, and do share the pod as well. There's clips on socials you can share, but share this with your work colleagues, whether it's a section that you like that's funny or whether it's a bit of good advice. We'd really appreciate you spreading the love.